It was okay. You know, over time, when I was writing this review, I only came up with 2 positives. So, yeah, a little bit wrong. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man's too back at it with another review. And yesterday I was able to check out the latest video game live action adaptation, that being Borderlands. But before we get sexual, beginning of the video, what's up guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel because I'm on time for free number 2 on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Just 965 away now, and also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm recommended more people, maybe they can join that toxic family. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. Let's go. And do feel free to comment your thoughts on Borderlands down below. So going into this one, oh wait, but before we do that, let's give a quick plot synopsis, shall we? So transition and choose. Returning to her home planet Pandora, an infamous bounty hunter forms an unexpected alliance with a ragtag team of misfits. Together, they battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to uncover one of Pandora's most explosive secrets. Anyways, so going into this one, I've never played the Borderlands games, even though one of them is done by Telltale, which I love Telltale, and Walking Dead, the Telltale series from them is my favorite video game of all time, has my top 2 favorite characters of fiction of all time, and also my favorite thing in fiction, period, of all time. But, from, like, what I've seen of Borderlands, it kind of looks similar to Mad Max and, like, kind of Star Wars-esque. So, I haven't played the games, but eventually maybe I'll play them to see if I enjoy them or not. From the trailers, it looked fun, but it looked way too reminiscent of Guardians of the Galaxy. And, this one I had hopes for because Eli Roth was directing it, because he's a pretty decent director. And having got out of the movie yesterday, and after having some time to think it over, originally thinking it was okay, let's just get into the actual review. Let's start off with the good. I only came up with 2 singular positives. That's it. Literally the only 2 things I could come up with. First one, probably the biggest one, is the set pieces. I think the set pieces are really good. I think they represent, from what I've seen from the games, quite decently. And you could tell they actually had a budget and put everything into each and every single part of the set. And then final good, Jack Black as Claptrap. I've heard mixed thoughts about him. There's been some people that have been annoyed by him, but for me, he was the only really enjoyable part about the movie. He wasn't overall funny. I just thought he was like, I kind of chuckled a little bit with some of the dialogue he has. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the mix. Cate Blanchett as Lillian.
There's moments where she's decent, but it's not really good because all the rest of the cast of the movie doesn't act that well, even though I love all these actors.
But I don't know if the character acts like this in the games or not, but she just had that generic tough girl attitude, if that makes sense. I was overall mixed about that, even though I think Cate Blanchett was at least trying. Then another mix, the action. The action isn't bad, it's just generic. It's not terrible action, but it's generic, so it goes in the mix. Now, unfortunately, we move on to the bad, which probably this is where the rest of the video lies. And this is from someone who hasn't played the video game, so. everyone's acting. Besides Jack Blackett's Claptrap and maybe Kate Blanchett as Lillian, I think all the acting was pretty bad in here, unfortunately. I think overall,
Kevin Hart was horribly miscast playing this real tough guy, even though he's usually plays this not so tough guy role. And everyone else is pretty forgettable as well.
another bad in here is the dialogue. The dialogue was really, really bad. And from what I've heard from most of Eli Roth's movies is he's a good director, but his writing is pretty bad. With like some of the characters. So that's why I've heard like from most of his movies and like Rob Zombie's movies, even though I've seen some of Rob Zombie's movies. So, and the dialogue was pretty dreadful in here. Their generic dialogue, it's just, I don't need to say no more. Another bad, it's completely forgettable. It might be a movie you like watch by yourself when you're drunk one night, but it's forgettable. Even if you watch it not being drunk, you'll probably forget all the rest of the movie and like. It's another bad, which I was hoping wouldn't be true. It is, in fact, exactly the same as Guardians of the Galaxy. Have a ragtag group of random characters that start off don't liking each other, and then they eventually find a sort of family within them. So, very reminiscent of that. With a Borderlands look to it. Another bad, the generic exposition dump at the beginning. Which, I just hate this cliche. It's overused now. There's some parts where it works, but there's some parts that don't. And for this one, crap expedition dump. I can't speak, but it's just, and it basically gives you basically what ends up happening before leading to this big battle. So, the first 1.5 of this movie, this is another bad, half of the second act literally made me want to fall asleep. I'm not even kidding, which I would just like to point out. I don't fall asleep in the theaters at all. I have not fell asleep in the theater at all. And for this one, this is the closest I've gotten to falling asleep a couple times in theaters, which I haven't done that. Maybe like one other time, but this one was the time where I almost fell asleep because it was so boring and so slow at the beginning and at the half point of the second point. So, the second act, it didn't hook me at all. I think later on, it got more, it helped, it overall got better and helped hook my attention a little bit more, but still it wasn't good, if that makes sense. And yeah. Also, another bad on here that I just added off the top of my head, the green screen in this is pretty bad. And then the CGI as well is pretty generic as well. So I said generic, I don't know, 5 times this video, I don't know, but Borderlands, man, from a fun trailer, this is not a fun movie. Overall, let's bring out the toxic meter, and I'm gonna give this a D, a toxic trash. And I think this one, it's just unwatchable for me, for someone that hasn't played the games. Maybe if you're someone that has played the games, maybe this will resonate with you a little bit more better, or maybe you still won't like it. I don't know, but it didn't resonate with me, that's for sure. It's guaranteed to probably be in my bottom 10 of this year. If y'all are wondering if it's as bad as, yeah, toxic trash D, if I said that already, but if you guys are wondering if this is as bad as Madam Web, I would say overall it's better made than Madam Web, but which one would I rather watch? I would rather watch Madam Web, because there's moments in that where it's laughably bad, where you can just watch and go, ha ha, that was so stupid, and then have a fun night with a group of friends just roasting the movie. This one, those friends will not become your friends anymore. So, by far, it's not the worst movie of the year thus far for me, but it is in the bottom 10 right now, and if there's any more movies like this year, or worse, oh, help us. Oh, Lord, help us. But with that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this toxic movie review. Borderlands, be sure to let me know your thoughts on the movie down below. If you're someone that played the video games and went to see it, let me know what you thought of it. And, yeah, but with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.